All right, welcome to the big day. We are going to announce the winners of the Dirk Buren prize pack. And we're going to be recording a live episode. So we're going to give about 5 minutes or so to let the crowd kind of warm up and generate one. So nobody's going to miss out on that exciting stuff. So consider this the pre-show banter. So we got a guest today too. Well, not a guest, but a guest to Hellcast. But someone that's very much a part of the Reaper Metal family, Miss Bridget England. So
howdy
folks. Got J-Dog. J-Dog's gonna be fucking with that.
Yep,
the whole time.
J-Dog is sitting next to B-Dog.
Yep.
Yep. We got the dogs.
Yep.
I'm gonna be our dog.
All dogs can't fit in this fucking room. It's already sweaty.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we had to turn off the AC.
We got YouTube or
we're on
shitbook.
We are on YouTube. We are officially doing this all on YouTube anymore. I think I like it already, man. It's already way better. You know? Because remember how long it would take to get to the double digits on Facebook?
Yeah. That's why we got to get rid of it.
We're already at them.
I heard it's actually going to the wayside, Facebook.
Because it sucks.
No, but in general, like, there's a lot of people that believe like it's not gonna be around in 3 or 4 years.
I hope not. Well, I hope so, but I think.
But if it's just be like it's like MySpace and Facebook, it'll be swapped with something else. It doesn't matter. It'll be something else.
Yeah.
Instagram.
It's probably Instagram.
Yeah, Twitter.
Yeah.
Or
well, they own
some
all
other
that
nonsense that don't need to exist.
Yeah, well, since it's been brought up, and it seems like every time, because J-Dog always likes to pick the brain about the very entity that he hates, Facebook.
Got to.
But I'm going to give you a pointer anyway, because a lot of people are in bands, or a lot of people are excited metalheads, and they want to talk about their favorite bands and stuff. If you post on Facebook anything that has a link that is not within Facebook, it will not distribute that post for you. And I'm even going to up that, Andy, because it used to just kind of sort of limit it. But now as like even a page, and I think it might be more different with a page. But like, yeah, now at like Hellcast, we were doing live streams. It was cool. And, I would tell you to say, hey, go to hellcast.net and subscribe to our mailing list. Well, I would like to make that easy for you so I could just be like, hey, boom, that link is in the description. Especially if it was something more wordy where it's like, this really long description. And like, boom, our live stream, once I started doing that, just went nowhere. And it's kind of like, well, this is not really helpful to me to not be able to, send this message out and link folks to where it is. So it's just getting dumber and dumber, more money. So they just want people to buy ads and stuff. So we're here on YouTube now, and it's so much better. I mean, the video quality, the last time was the first time we did it, and it was so much better. More viewers, better video quality, better distribution, and then it just bam went live right here on the YouTube channel. Granted, then Reaper Metal Productions took over Heavy Metal Relics, which was an established channel, had a nice subscriber base, so we were able to reach more people, and it's just more of a video-friendly platform. And I really kind of see that's goes in a circle of what that really means. Helpful in many ways and all that good stuff. So, at any rate, one of the best things it does is it gets an audience quicker, so we can pretty much dive into it here pretty soon. I just want a few more people to come on here. Son of Sorats, hello. Desecration, El Compita or Compita, Martin Z, woo, thought I'd missed the show. I haven't. You have not. Ghoulie, you're always here. That's awesome. Thank you. Curtis Horn, hello. I don't recognize your name, man, so nice to see you. Hopefully we're also getting Lewis. Oh, no. Okay. Noe. Sweet, man. Well, there we go. So there's some of the folks that are there. We're going to be diving into a live episode record, and then we're going to be announcing the 4 winners to the Megadeth Giveaway. We have their drummer, Dirk Buren, who has been in so many bands in his extensive discography, but is now currently in Megadeth. He donated some stuff so we can do a giveaway, and then we also have a future Heavy Metal Relics video coming up where he talks about his top 10 life-changing albums with Bridget, who did that. And were you not surprised that like his top 10s were like awesome bands or like awesome records?
I was a little bit surprised, yeah. I mean, he's obviously a really talented drummer,
yeah.
So I wasn't actually that surprised, but I was, yeah.
Well, just for his status, because, when you dive into it, then you can kind of be like, oh, okay, that's not so surprising. But if you're just like what I have always said, like, well, you're in the big 4 or something, like, well, those guys are always removed,
Right.
And we've definitely, me and J-Dog,
it was better than the Metal Gods top 10.
Exactly, totally, yeah. It was more like stuff you're like, Yeah.
It was stuff like Entombed and
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm rocking the Entombed shirt
Oh,
today.
wow.
Yeah, so stuff like that. But so that's a video to look forward to here on the Reaper Metal Productions YouTube. And then I sat down, I did an interview there and kind of sort of, called out what I said, and I don't even remember at this point. I haven't watched it since, so. But a lot of cool stuff coming up, nonetheless. So stick around here. We'll be doing that drawing here and a live episode. So I think we'll dive into that. Shit, it's been long enough.
Okay.
Hey guys, Lewis, Ghoulie, you just noticed that J-Dog is ripped?
What do you mean? Is that what you said?
Yeah, I said, yo, J-Dog is ripped.
J-Dog ripped. J-Dog's
The one guy, well,
J-Dog's a normal guy.
in that one episode, the one guy's like, Jesus Christ, J-Dog, your forearm's huge.
Jack's
What do you
off.
jack
Jack
off
off.
elephants
Yeah,
for a
Jack-
living?
Maybe she didn't catch on to jacking off elephants.
Yeah, it's
She's
like,
probably-
well, maybe he really does.
Yeah, she's probably like, he's just a fucking weirdo.
Yeah.
He likes jacking off elephants.
Well, it was so funny that we just kept running with.
Shit, I'm so far from jacking off elephants now, dude. I don't even know what an elephant's dick looks like.
It's a good thing.
Yeah,
I
I
never
don't
was
either.
paying attention. Wasn't looking.
Sam from Germany. Hell yeah. Now, Ghoulie never noticed before.
No.
Well, there you go. He's going to have to wear a tank top more often, huh?
Yeah, you just try to stay covered up.
Yeah.
Hot ass weather is kind of annoying.
Today's not hot at all.
No, I didn't know, but the whole
I'm
week
wearing
was hot
long
as
sleeves.
fuck. And out in
Yeah.
that shop, sweating your balls off. I
Yeah, it
can't
was like
stand it.
95, 90, 96, like the other
I
day.
actually like wintertime more than I do summer. I've officially concluded that. I just don't like the snow.
Yeah.
I don't like the snow, but I don't like it hot because it's easier to get warm than it is to get cooled down. You don't get
true,
so cool
yeah.
unless you're jumping in a pool.
That's true. Yeah.
You can just always put on a hoodie or something like that. And because I'm not usually outside anyway, so why does it matter? Like with the temperatures out there.
Yeah.
But the snow, yeah, driving that shit sucks. But if it's not snowing, honestly, yeah, I prefer the winter over the summer.
Yeah.
A shout out to Amoeba Music in California. I guess it'll be the souvenir bag here since this is what Dirk delivered that stuff in.
It's a full bag, ain't it?
Probably just all he had.
I thought that was you.
No. Well, it's been old at this point. We did that back in April. It's probably when the hell?
Yeah, but I thought you've been in that store, right?
The one in Hollywood. I thought there was more than 3. Amoeba Records. Is anyone in
I think
California? Well,
Oh, I don't know.
There's one in San Francisco.
Let's hear some
I
love
haven't
for
had
Amoeba.
Oh, okay.
Say hell
I
yeah,
didn't know
Amoeba
there
if you've
was
been to
actually.
Amoeba Records. Which one have you been to if you've been to one? I've been to the one in Hollywood. You've been to one, Bridge?
one. Mhm.
Which one?
The one in San Francisco.
Frisco? That one's... Now, I heard that one's even bigger than the Hollywood one. Was that one just...
I don't know how big the Hollywood one
was that
would
one
be.
just like overwhelming?
I don't think so. No, it was pretty big though.
Bigger than an exchange?
Bigger than any of the stores we have here
Okay.
by far.
Double
yeah.
story?
I don't think so. I don't think it was.
Hmm.
I
Well,
went
maybe
to
it's the
I went to
Hollywood
a few
one, then.
record shops there, so honestly, as bad as it sounds, I really don't remember
Okay.
which one. They were all kind of like bigger there too, so clearly they have way more music than we have out here.
Oh, Ghoulie said the one in Hollywood's going to close soon. Huh.
Oh,
Well, I guess they didn't have enough... they didn't have Lemmy to be buying up the
What's
Beatles
the one
box
you
sets
went to
anymore.
and you said it was a total slop fest? Like it was like shit.
No, that was House of Guitars in Rochester.
No, I thought there was a record
that
store
place
too.
still
You said.
open?
Yeah. House
they
of
sell
Guitars in
records?
Rochester. They sell instruments. They sell records.
I want to
House
go.
of
Yeah,
Guitars.
that sounds cool.
House of Guitars in Rochester, and anyone that's ever been there will know this. It is worth just going to. Maybe, and I say that maybe because it has an awesome selection,
You don't
but
know.
that's precisely the point, and that's why it's a place to go to, because you'll just be in awe of how unorganized it is, and to the level of unorganized, because you're kind of going to think, well, it's just a little bit out of alphabetical order. No, I'm talking about like the poster section. They're all rolled up. Some are torn. They're just thrown in a corner. Maybe that's the section, but then there's posters over here. There's shit on the ceiling. You're like, let's go look through all those records. They're just stacked on top of each other. You just see frayed corners. Some of them just fell on the ground, and then you see the employees. It's like, go grab some records, dude. So it's like,
File 'em away.
you just get overwhelmed. You're like, I don't even want to look anymore. I don't know where anything
Does everything
is.
have price tags on it at least?
I think. I don't even think they know what
That'd
they've
be
got.
annoying too if
Yeah.
nothing had price tags on
Yeah,
it.
for sure.
Cool. So yeah, a lot of new names here. We're gonna dive into it now. Enough. Abroxy 666. Sorry if I butcher any names here. I'm used to real names on Facebook, not screen names. Mermaid Thrasher, hello from Canada. Well, hello from shitty-ass Cleveland, Ohio. Ghoulie, again, I'm just going in order here. One Chaos, Lewis, and, well, that's, yeah, Baphomet. I think I got everybody. Cool. Well, let's dive into it. Sweet. Everything's in. Ned James, you just got in, man. You get that little shout out.
Which James is that?
James Nelson. Thrash 247. Hello from Indiana, our close neighbor.
Yeah.
You guys got that unfortunate, that disgraceful thing in your license plate. God bless America, or something about God.
Oh, really?
Yeah, every time I'm in Indiana, I'm like, oh man, they gotta vote that off.
Hey, we all share a common thing that's got that blessed thing on our freaking currency.
Yep,
Right,
yeah.
right.
I was crossing it out for years.
It should be. It should be all blacked out.
No, I challenge anybody. If you don't want the GOD on the back of your U.S. currency, cross that fucker's name out. It's legal.
GOD, more like DOG.
Dog. Cool. All right. Well, this is Hellcast, and I am Reaper.
J-Dog.
I'm Bridget.
So we're kind of bringing the Reaper Metal family together, really, because really, if we had Dave Overkill and Tommy from Redefining Darkness, we'd kind of be bringing everybody that's really making all this stuff happen. But I appreciate you guys being here and, you know, keeping this going. We're obviously again here live on YouTube for the second time, and it's going better already. So I thank you everybody for joining in. I've already done my shout outs. So in about, 10-15 minutes, we're going to reveal the 4 winners for the Dirk Verburen from Megadeth, the drummer. He has donated some cool gifts that we're going to be giving away. We're going to be drawing from a hat like we've done previously. And so if you subscribe to the Reaper Metal Productions mailing list, or if you've been a standing subscriber to the Hellcast mailing list, they're the same mailing list, you are in that drawing. So if you didn't enter this time around and you've been on that list, boom, you have a chance today, and you might just be up for a pleasant surprise and didn't even know that. But if you did subscribe, then boom, you know exactly what's going on. But we're also going to dive into a live Hellcast episode. So I just want to keep kind of reminding that, because I kind of still think we're, reaching some new folks here since we've just started doing it. This is the second time we're doing the Hellcast record here live on the YouTube channel that once was Heavy Metal Relics, which will still feature Heavy Metal Relics, but now, of course, we got another Reaper Metal production show, and that is Hellcast Metal Podcast, which, as you can see here, too, our studio is pretty makeshift. We're going to get something better. Moving on with that, so while I've got in talking about Reaper Metal stuff, though, I did want to tell you about the latest release. First, it was Sis that you heard about a zillion times that didn't come out on cassette, and this is the release that's coming out on cassette and CD, but yet only the cassettes arrived so far, and that is Wolfblood, Nightriders. This is a band that's actually, I'm even slightly more excited to tell you about, because they're Hellcast listeners, and that's precisely how this release even came about, from them writing. I checked it out, and we were like, oh, this is good stuff. So that's one of the examples that, yes, if you write your favorite podcast host, Reaper, you might have a chance to be on a kick-ass label. Additionally, a band that you are definitely no stranger to, so I definitely hope not, at least, because you've heard it hopefully many times here on Hellcast, Faithxtractor, their latest album. Let me get it here, because I'm going to mess it up without reading it. Proverbial Lambs to the Ultimate Slaughter. Sorry, Ash, it's a long one. I'm really stoked that this album came out, because I'm a huge fan of Faithxtractor. I've been a fan since really when the demo came out and Ash sent it to me. Ash is the member of the band and a long-time death metal veteran. And so this is their latest album, and it's available now on Hell's Headbangers. And actually, you're kind of getting a new grab with it. Like, actually, you can jam it. There's only 2 songs there on the Bandcamp, though, because it hasn't officially been released yet. So there will be an LP. Do you know if there's going to be a cassette or anything like that? I should know. But
Yeah, I'm not sure on a cassette.
so many formats.
Yeah, tell me about it. Yeah, just all. You had all the releases up in the formats; they just blur together at this point.
Exactly.
They really do.
Well, and that's kind of precisely where we're going to slightly go today, because I just told you about 2 releases. You got Wolfblood, who I know, if you're a long-time Hellcast listener, you could call me out to be like, Reaper, you said you're sick of hearing bands that use the umlauts and Motorhead thing, and that band did it. Well, yeah, and I'm going to be sometimes full of shit, but they don't just sit there and have that's as far as I think the Motorhead worship or whatever Motorhead influence will kind of go. I mean, granted, of course, it's going to be in there some way. Who doesn't really have a Motorhead in there? But nonetheless, I think it kind of more goes to bands like they do a cover of the band Tank. So to me, I kind of get that more in my head because Tank. Wouldn't you say like Tank isn't just pure new wave of British heavy metal? It's kind of got a punk attitude to it.
Yeah, I mean it does. I always just categorize them as a heavy metal band. Actually, we were talking about heavy metal bands last episode or whatever. That's one I do like. I like the first 2 albums a lot by Tank.
Are you a huge Tank fan, Bridge?
I think I've only heard the first one, maybe. Or...
Phil Founds?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's and their stuff kind of even like fluctuates. And Phil Founds, I really like the second album too. Like,
Same here. The second one took. I liked it at first. I can't even think what the second one's called. I mean, I know like what is it? Walking Barefoot Over Glass is on there. The second, that's one of the songs on there. But what's the name of the album? The second album. It's called.
Second Tank album. Let's hear it in the comments.
I can't think of the title. I know, like I said, tracks off of it.
Man, it's the something of the Hunter.
That would be that is an album.
Dirk's wife likes Tank. Not you though. Okay. Well, at any rate, it doesn't matter. Wolfblood, boom. So there's kind of that style, a little more punk in its attitude, and that's why I even bring up Tank in the first place. But then here's a band, Faithxtractor, that's death metal. And so that kind of gets me to where I say, if you're going on, say, a road trip, Wolfblood might be more of the band you might want to take because you're like, yes, it's like kind of, it's a hot summer day, it's got me psyched, it's putting me in that road trip mood. Where maybe Faithxtractor being a death metal band, maybe a colder weather, or
winter.
I don't know.
Mood.
Exactly, because that's the question here that I'm going to roll out to you two guys.
Yeah.
And, well, one guy and one gal. I got to get my lingo right. Not used to having anything but a ripped dude that jerks off elephants for a living.
Oh, wow.
But so do you have particular moods though? I'll start with Bridget. Do you have a particular mood? Like, do you have a go-to for a particular mood? And what would be those moods that you want to satisfy?
I have many moods, so
We all do.
And I think right now I'm in the summer mood where I want to hear pretty much like 60s, 70s psych rock and kind of more shit like that. Rarely listen to any metal in the summer.
Really?
Yeah, I switch over completely. Metal is more so in the winter months when it's cold out, like you said. Sucks. It's like, oh god. Like the summer, I'm gonna listen to like happy music, stuff that makes me happy. Like, you know, like I was saying, even older stuff than that, not just limited to 60s, 70s. I've been listening to a lot of that recently, but like it varies too, and it kind of varies day to day too. Sometimes I will kind of want to listen to metal in the summer, but pretty much I go back to the 60s, 70s.
Right.
So yeah.
What would be the last 3 albums that you just listened to, like on the way here?
The last 3 albums?
Yeah. Or just whatever comes off the top of your head.
I had Nazareth, Hair of the Dog, which I just grabbed that. But that was like a few weeks ago. I haven't really been listening to CDs. I've been listening to like MP3s mostly.
Yeah.
So I've been just kind of listening to mixes of stuff. So I can't really say a complete album that I've been listening to lately. I've just been listening to individual songs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know she got some fog on that hat. So.
Yeah, I kind of get moods. I kind of get in moods where I just want to like. Sometimes I don't want to listen to like a full album. Like I want to hear like 30 different bands in 20 minutes or whatever.
Yeah.
Not 20 minutes, obviously. From the bands I like, the songs are like 10 minutes long. So. But I've been listening. I'm trying to think of what else. Lucifer's Friend. Listen to that.
Oh yeah. That's like
a good one. Listening to a lot of Frigid Pink. Budgie right now. God.
You mentioned a lot of stuff I've never listened to in my life.
Really?
Yeah, like Lucifer's Friend. I actually didn't even realize. I mean, I've known it for a long time. I remember when we first got shirts by them. I didn't realize it was a band. I thought it was kind of like a. Because the design on it, I thought it was kind of more like a black metal, like
it's
kind of
very
like the Baphomet
sigil. At least that cover.
I thought it was kind of more like just the like the Baphomet sigil.
I do, where it's like more like an emblem or
I thought it was that.
Or in this day and age, you don't know what.
And they were selling for us. This was probably
novelty.
This was like 10 years ago at least. and they were selling and stuff, and I think it was maybe Chase. Like, oh, it's a band. I was like, oh, but I don't think I've heard him to this day.
What's that
Oh,
album?
wow.
Because that's what he's talking about. What's that album where it's like the
like
heavier
that-
set dude and the small dude?
Yeah,
Lucifer's
yeah.
Friend. Yeah.
That's just a self-title?
Yeah, I think
Okay.
it's just
And it's
a
just like
self-titled album.
70s like hard rock. Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's like 70s, basically hard rock. Yeah, and it's kind of crazy because it's kind of like early.
Is it kind of like Black
Doomy
Sabbath
type-
or like electric?
Kind of like Black. Would you say it's like Black Sabbath a little bit? I mean,
It's
it's really got its
no,
own style, so
not really.
I wouldn't
Okay.
say
Yeah.
that. I mean, that
It's not
song
like
"Ride in the
pentagram or
Sky."
anything like that. Nothing like that?
No, because it doesn't really. For me, I don't think it really encompasses much of that. What is now perceived as doom.
But it's heavy,
You know?
for the time.
Yeah.
And I kind of like a lot of bands like that are like, they're heavy.
Yeah,
for
'cause you
the
like
time.
Electric Wizard and stuff like that, don't you?
Yeah, but I do, but I'm not. I haven't been in that type of mood for
Okay.
a while.
Okay.
Yeah, you're very. It seems that you're very moody in your.
I'm very moody in everything I listen to. If I'm having a shit day, I'll listen to depressing music. If I'm having a good day, I'll listen to happy music. So I kind of just go by my mood and what I'm feeling, and yeah.
What would you consider if there's? I don't think it's as often as perhaps J-Dog and I, but if you're listening to say a death metal record or something more of the extreme metal era, you
Yeah.
can kind of touch on that. What would that mood kind of be? Is that like a winter's day or?
Ooh, yeah, I'd go
Nostalgic moment.
winters. Yeah, I'd go in the winter, I guess. Like, I don't know. It's hard to say
So
because
you don't bust out battles in the north in the winter.
The cover.
I haven't been good about listening to metal lately. I've been
Yeah.
listening to dad rock and
Dad rock.
yeah.
What's dad rock?
Dad rock
Yeah.
is fucking
Pretty
everything
much
awesome.
Like ZZ Top and stuff like that.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
of course.
That's like the epitome of dad rock.
Yeah, those are the kings of dad rock. I mean,
Oh, that's what our dad likes. But so okay.
Well, there's like because there
and
what
Bob
there's
Seger. Okay,
Oh, okay,
I'm not
yeah,
a
yeah.
huge fan. I'm not
Oh
a
my
huge
God,
fan, but
that's
I gotta
like-
say, no, I'm
that
not
is
a fan.
dad rock.
Bob Seger is a total dad rock fan. And I'm not a fan, but I just think it's funny
Yeah.
because like every dad worships those
Does our
songs.
dad like him? I'm sure he does, right?
Bob Seger. I don't know because that's just pure nauseating. That's the mood it puts
Yeah.
me in. Purely nauseating. I'm
Anytime
like,
you
oh
hear
my
one of
god.
his songs like come on the radio, I'm like, oh god.
Yeah. Well, I'm kind of with Scott Metal 666. I'm gonna abbreviate people's names here, but I'm with Scott. He kind of says like I don't really get the whole mood thing. Like I get it more now in my adulthood, but especially as a kid, where it's like it's thrash and speed and something more intense. I could kind of care less. It was just about what was heaviest and what just hit you.
Yeah.
Where now, yeah, I kind of do get in that mood. And or moods sometimes, but mine are kind of weird, and I'll get that into a second. But I want to hear Jay, because I can see J-Dog. You're gonna be just kind of like, well, fuck the mood. I'm not in no damn mood.
Yeah.
Steeds of Flash every fucking day, or you're gonna be like, what's his name? Or somebody said, Deicide, feel good music always.
That it is. I agree. Who said that?
Scott.
Scott knows what's up.
So
Yeah, no, for the most part, it's fuck the moods. But as far as there would be a certain mood, not in the traditional sense of what B-Dog just said. It'd be more.
I don't want the dog here.
It'd be more in the sense of
Workout mood.
no, not even that.
Yeah,
Where
yeah,
you're,
because
like,
you
pissed,
especially,
or, like, you wanna start pumping iron and shit. Like, or they're
Shoot,
like
seriously.
songs that like,
Honestly,
get you, like amped up.
They do,
and
but
stuff.
honestly, I just like to work out in general, so I look forward to it. But my main reason why I wear headphones now, listen to music at the gym, the main reason is just to tune out all the D-bags. So
Yeah.
if they weren't,
Douchebags, folks.
yeah, if they weren't there, like they shouldn't be there, then I probably wouldn't listen to anything, to be honest with you.
When you get to and the douche level is a little bit higher because people kind of look up to you, right, and ask for advice.
Not so much anymore because I think I'm so standoffish.
They're-
I mean, I've actually been to the point where, like even Lindsay told me that I've been just downright mean to a couple people when they come up and ask me something.
Mm-hmm.
Like to the point where like I don't even turn off my music. I literally just respond, and probably didn't say something nice. And it's like the guy was asking for a spot. And you basically told him to go fuck himself. I was like, well,
Okay, well maybe in a way though, then if you're like, is there a go-to album? Just like an album that's like really a favorite. Like maybe what are the last 3 albums that you listened to?
today was Obscenity, Perversion of Mankind. Yesterday was Obscenity, Human Barbecue, and that new Faithxtractor. and then the Chemikiller demos.
The Chemikiller demos.
Chemikiller?
Wow. Like you
Oh.
you started with a decently obscure band, got more obscure, and then you just went into rock, like digging and clay obscurity.
So listen to.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, why? Did
We
you
were
know?
talking about Obscenity the other day. Obscenity, you and me.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, you know what? It's been about a year or so, so listen, I'm gonna bust those out.
So Reaper put you in the mood.
Yeah, like for example, I'll go listen to Second Tank next too, because that's unacceptable not to know the name of the second album, which I believe it's called Power of the Hunter. Now that I'm
Power of the Hunter. Yeah, someone else said
second
that.
album, I believe it's Power of the Hunter. But the fact that just not like that to me, I've always been on the mindset that's unacceptable. I should know.
You need to go back.
Yeah, so that means if you didn't know off the top of your head, you don't know it well enough, means you need to be brushing up on it.
Yeah.
I've always had that mentality, and it's and as far as like a metal knowledge or talking about it's a good thing, but as far as personality wise, it's probably not totally mentally healthy, because you're kind of holding expectations of yourself that realistic at the end of the day, let's face it, probably doesn't really fucking matter in life.
It
You know what
doesn't.
I mean?
Yeah, it doesn't matter at all.
But if you're kind of beating yourself up with that, there's honestly more important things in life.
Yeah.
But I've always been like that, honestly, since 13, 14, 15 years old.
Well, there's nothing wrong with wanting to know and have the knowledge either.
Yeah. No, I know.
mean, yeah.
Yeah, so I know, whatever. That's how I am, so I just accept it, and who gives a fuck? But I do recognize that it's stupid, and there's more important things in the world. We're not saving lives, but whatever. It's what I like, and it's what makes me feel good, so.
You're not saving any lives?
No.
No?
Nope.
Well, you're saving lives with this podcast.
Yeah.
So, telling folks about some good stuff to put in a good
So
mood.
the mood, mood's that. It's just, talking about Tank, didn't know it, gotta know it. And things like that. Or when I am looking at my collection, if there is something I'm like, man, I haven't listened to this in a while, then I will just automatically put it on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I haven't listened in a while, so I kind of forget what it sounds like. Oh, that too. And then there is a time, like, there will be something where I'm just really in the mood. It could be anything, like Seven Churches or whatever. Like, I really want to listen to it.
Yeah.
There's that too.
I would say
But
that
it's not in
that's-
the mood like she was saying, like wintertime, summertime. I don't have any breakdown like that, or Christmas Day I play No Presents for Christmas or anything like that. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I just never did that.
It's not that I'm that specific about it. It's just the weather and like all that kind of affects me in that way.
Or you're also female too. Maybe the female should dive in a little more. Maybe they have the same.
Yeah.
Maybe they differentiate more.
Well, Insulter of Jesus Christ said Bridget is right. I got caught in a crowd in Boston that was 99% Bob Seger fans, and all of them were dads in bottom-up shirts.
Really?
Or button-up shirts, sorry. Yeah.
I could see that.
That makes me remind me, you brought up ZZ Top. I remember seeing like a later ZZ Top concert on Netflix.
Oh,
and when it zoomed out, you saw all the bald heads in the
really?
crowd. It was great.
It's like all these dads just totally rocking out.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, chances of you seeing like a 15-year-old by himself without his dad is probably slim to none.
Yeah.
I'm sure it happens here and there, but for the most part, I doubt it.
Yeah, I highly doubt it.
And I got more to kind of divulge into that, but I do want to make the remark that, like kind of you saying, like, well, I haven't listened to much metal more. I'm listening to a lot of this rock and this dad rock stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And you even kind of like with dad rock laughing at it or whatever. Like, a lot of people even definitely in the comments, so I know that even the audience gets it, and I certainly get it. Like, there really is a metal thing, though, about that. Like, the rock is still, in a lot of ways, because metal is especially
influenced by all of that 60s, 70s, even earlier stuff. Like if you go back to like blues and everything, that a lot of even those 60s, 70s bands I was talking about, like Cream, for example, or like CCR, a lot of their songs are just covers of really, really old blues songs.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like it's stemming from that. They just went and made it super like heavy for the time, and then metal has like taken it to the extreme.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just like Reap Dog and I were talking about it yesterday. Is talk about Lemmy? Yeah, it's the same thing. That guy didn't listen to metal. He listened to all old stuff and just made it basically a metal band.
There's video footage on that movie where he's having Maple Music. He's grabbing the Beatles box. So you're like, Lemmy, haven't you heard it?
Yeah.
I don't know Martin or whoever asked who's the guy in the background. That's Nosferatu. That's just a cool costume. I just noticed Bridget's face is covered up with this pop screen, so we have the prettiest face covered up, and mine, the ugliest one, is just nice up and open. Hey guys, I'm in a really good mood. I'm listening to the Faithxtractor. That's what I listen to. But actually, no, my mood. See, I'm like really weird about it. I'm kind of like, there's no mood, just whatever. I definitely have like that guilt that it's like, oh man, I haven't listened to that long. Like, fuck, I don't know the name of the Second Take album, so now I gotta know, like that metal encyclopedia aspect. But there really is sometimes a mood, and it's a very strange one for me, and that is I'll kind of listen to stuff kind of going on that, like I said, a lot of the rock stuff, so I will like to listen to some stuff like that. I like to listen to Nazareth. Or really even kind of maybe, not that I have a ton.
Some classic, like AC/DC, like that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah, but that's a little bit too still like heavy metal for me. Not that matters. So like if I get to stuff, I guess that would be, still the same fundamental of rock music, but just from an extreme metal perspective, very sing-songy and like, ugh. And it almost kind of puts me in a mode that I was like, all right, now I just kind of feel weird. And like, now I just want to like, yeah, and like get into something more intense. If I listen to Ghost, like I will listen to this and like, I know what everybody that doesn't like this band is thinking. And that's what I like it for, because it's a break from that. It's all happy, go this and that. But then, yeah, it'll psych me up then to put something on that's way more extreme. So it almost like switches it up. And even more so, if I'm listening to stuff that is still within that, like, thrashing or whatever, I kind of like a band, not so much Wolfblood with that punk attitude, because punk and thrash are too, I don't know, it's just still a lot of the close, at least the attitude of the extremity of it. But something that more so doesn't always, like, do a thrash beat, that, here's a weird one, and this has nothing to do with really the rock or the more sing-songy stuff, but there's a band from Poland, a black metal band called Holy Death. Mm-hmm. You familiar with them?
No.
I forgot what the name of the album.
The black metal band?
Yeah.
Oh, we've had it. Yes, I have. I don't recall it blowing my socks off.
Well,
yeah. But I have heard.
There's one album in particular, I forgot what it's called, Death something. It's like kind of a list form. And I don't remember what the name of the song is. But basically, yeah, it's kind of a band, and they are black metal. And sometimes they'll have some thrash riffs. So most of the times it's kind of going along, and it's a little more atmospheric. It's got some of that evil tone and, some of that typical black metal structure. And then there is a part in a lot of their songs, but particularly in the song that I'm thinking of, where it does a break, and it comes in with a total fucking thrash riff that's like a really good thrash riff, or kind of sort of to this mood. It almost seems like it's that much better, because it's like, it wasn't thrashing this whole time. So then when he comes in, you're just like, yeah! Like, you kind of feel it more now, because it's like, you really appreciate that, where if it was like, say, Toxic Holocaust, where every song is, just doing that, it's just kind of like, all right, guys, like...
Well, I'll say this, actually, going on Toxic Holocaust is, as a matter of fact, when we're talking about favorite thrash bands and what kind of thrash you like, that Toxic Holocaust is hands down, for sure, one of my top 10 favorite thrash bands ever.
Do you think it's a slight unfairness to, that it's a slightly skewed perspective that Toxic Holocaust, totally thrash, of course, but there's a lot of punk. Yeah, a lot of punk in there that traditionally thrash, from the Forefathers standpoint, you got East Coast with Overkill and stuff like that, then you got West Coast, then you got German. Maybe some of those scenes had punk.
To me, I always consider just kind of the thrash that I like. Like, they could say the same thing about Evil Army, which is great. Yeah, it's got punk, and I just consider it aggressive, darker, dirtier thrash. I mean, I just think that that more or less, lack of better terms, the pussy thrash is what we probably want to classify it like that, like that high school, friendly thrash that I'm not generally a fan of.
Yeah. High school thrash.
High school friendly.
Dad rock,
yeah.
High school thrash.
Yeah, so to me, Toxic Holocaust is just, that was the way it should be. Who cares if it's got a little bit of punk edge? You can say it's got a little bit of black metal edge.
No.
Like that Bathory sound, that Sodom sound, early,
Well, we'll get back to that thought, because I want to take this moment then, and let's get to what I don't know if anybody's here for, but we do have a giveaway and draw those winners. So let's bump those out and get this going. Where the hell did I put them?
Hey, we're just
It's in that box.
It was by my feet.
Oh, right here.
About the sticks.
There's so much shit in this. All right, so what should we put up first?
Let's do the tape first.
Cool. So if you're just tuning in, or if you have no idea what I'm talking about this giveaway, we were running a giveaway for getting people to be psyched about a giveaway and telling you about it for about the last week or so. We released the video with Derek Verburen, the current drummer of Megadeth. And he's been on the show, and expect two future videos, an interview with me, and then one with Bridget for Heavy Metal Relics. So, really fucking cool guy. And he got even cooler when he came down and donated some stuff so that we can give away to you. So if you have subscribed to the Reaper Metal Productions / Hellcast mailing list, or have been on it, then great. Now you have an opportunity to be drawn from this box-like hat.
So they're gonna do my.
Oh, we'll put it in Bridget's fog hat.
Pull it out of my fog hat.
Yes.
Now I have hat hair, so.
Why is it fog?
Because the band Fog Hat.
Band fog hat.
So it says fog. It's a fog hat.
You get the irony?
No,
Fog hat. You don't get it?
still don't get it.
It's the band fog hat. This is like
Yeah,
a
but there's a black metal band called Fog.
Well, this
Right, but the band, the dad rock band.
This is
so
the
to
dad
speak.
rock band.
Oh, I don't know the
Okay.
dad rock band. I
You
know.
never heard "Fool for the
Um,
City" or "Slow Ride" or?
You know, slow ride.
Yes.
And that's like a
Oh,
radio.
'cause
I'm
Yeah.
a fool for the city.
Or
You never heard
But
that
I
song?
remember this is the guy that hasn't watched TV or listened to radio in 15 years.
You don't
I'm
need
not
to because it's been
exaggerating.
around for 40 some or nearly 50 years.
I have them then.
You're right. I think I got it all. All right, here's the budget of a Reaper Metal giveaway.
all right.
Killer. So,
So first thing,
well, here's what we got in store. So, Megadeth sweatbands. That's cool. Embroidered Megadeth logo on there. Maybe Dirk personally wore them. I don't know.
Daniel Miller's like, man, I need those. Right?
He got a
you mean
drumstick.
Dennis.
He got the.
Dennis?
We got.
Oh, is that
Dirk
thing?
was also in soil work. I don't know how many soil work fans we got, but I mean that's still pretty cool. So here's his signature sticks. So we're not gonna give one stick to one person. So you're gonna get both of
These
these.
set of sticks with the
Especially
box
if
and
you're
all.
a drummer or if you're a well, that's how you buy drumsticks. That's how they come. So we got that for you. His signature sticks. Fortunately, we should have probably got these signed by him.
So those
Yeah.
like,
You know?
is he sponsored by that company? Or they just like send
Tama,
them?
yeah,
Is that
yeah,
how
it's a
it works?
signature. Then he had Megadeth ones that he used in the video. He's banging on the counter waiting for his drink.
Okay.
And he signed that. And we used that. I
Okay.
swiped. It was gonna be in the contest, but I was kind of that d-bag. It's like, you know what? That's gonna be for me. So that's that. Kind of talking about Dirk having a bunch of different bands that he's in. Being in the Big Four. That wow, this guy comes from all of these different kind of more extreme backgrounds. So grind kind of seems to be his thing. So here's his grind band with Shane Embry from Napalm Death, Bent C. So this is the album Nostalgia.
When did they do that?
I don't know.
Did Dirk or what's his name? Dirk?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Dirk.
Did he like lock up? Because Shane Embry's in that. And
I don't think he hated it. I don't know. I didn't.
Okay.
We were there and we got to talk, but I didn't get to sit there and give his
Okay.
whole life history. He was the guy in Megadeth after all, and I was just some schmo getting free shit.
Sound
shooting
like he was
video.
hanging out chatting.
No, he really was, dude. Because even the video that the top 10 is done, it's been months now. He's like, he emailed me and he's like, hey, there's something I wanted to say. Can I add that? And it's just like, dude, you're in Megadeth. How do you even remember that video?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Sometimes
That's really
people
awesome.
think that you're bigger than you really are. A lot of people.
Well, I just figured he's busier. Like, he's just that busy. Like, I know in a huge band like that, when they play a concert, they get like VIP tickets, so they're like signing a shit ton of posters or something.
Yeah,
or
but I'm
just
saying like,
driving.
your
Yeah.
perception may be totally different than reality because
Yeah.
the funny stories about people like, especially when I used to do the phone service, people like, yeah, can you have Impure Ath sign this when he's down at the shop? Just like things like. Never met him in my life. At the time, I didn't.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
or that we got that recently too. I have from which like Satanic War Master have Werewolf sign this or whatever. I'm like, he's on the other side of the world. How the hell am I? I'm like, what, he's just hanging out here,
Yeah.
fucking pizza beer,
Really?
and we're listening to demo tapes. And,
Yeah,
like,
really.
what do you think's going on down here?
Really, the only person
That's
now
great.
that in a band's on HH's roster that really will hang out and definitely comes out the most is Athanar.
Yeah.
And he will kind of just come out like, I'm bored. Like, I just want to come.
Yeah,
out
it's
to
usually when he
shop."
shows up, I'm like, oh, hey man, what are you doing here?
Which,
"Oh,
yeah.
I was in the area.
Which some people might be like, what? Like, what do you do? Why would he have time for here? Like the kind of same shock that I just said. But at any rate, then another thing from Bent C of Vinyl, and this definitely also has Shane Embry on it as well, and it is a split with Two Dust, another grind band, which has Tommy from Redefining Darkness, who was on a previous episode of Hellcast and
Tommy knows
helps
Shane,
with the whole Reaper Metal things. He knows Dirk.
but does he know Shane? Like he's met him, and does he know him? And
No, but he knows a lot of people. So, and then Give Praise Records put that out. So, I don't know. I was kind of surprised. Like again, Dirk even knew what Give Praise Records was, or because I don't know. I was just that underground connection. I just found that to be cool. So at any rate, these are the 4 items that are up for grabs. LP, Soilwork drumsticks, Bent-C Nostalgia tape on a colored shell as well, and Megadeth sweatbands. Of course, we're not giving just one and then one drumstick. You're getting both. So 4 winners. Boom. Awesome. And hell, yeah, whatever. So let's get this out of the way. So, what should be the first item up for the draw?
Let's go with the tape.
Let's go with the tape. Cool. So, the winner for Bent-C Nostalgia.
I'll just...
Pull out of the sweaty fog hat.
It's not sweaty. I never sweat. It's Matija Martinovic?
Let me see.
Hey, at least I'm not the only one who has a hard time pronouncing names.
Matija Martinovic. Matija, are you there? I'm gonna say it like the uneducated American that just thinks that we have the only language and pronunciation for said letters of the language. Matija, are you here? So, Ghoulie, personal message me, and if there's something that you would like Athanar to sign, I can orchestrate that for you.
Or like
Try. I'll hook it up.
Einstein stuff.
She just said she loves him and would love him to sign something for me, and I'll help a long-time listener out. I have the power, I guess. So, Mattia, where are you? Not here. Cool.
Okay, next.
Pick me.
The next winner.
Cool. So, let me put that for Mattia. Wow, the crowd's going wild. What should be next up? Let's get some soil. What do you want to see next? Who's excited about what here? Let's get some comments for what you want to see, and then we'll draw the winner. We'll let you down. You're like, I'm here, damn it.
Yeah.
Why doesn't anybody ever watch and win?
I know. I want it. Yeah.
Wow.
Vinyl.
A lot of names that hat.
Seen Midnight in September. That's cool, Mermaid. What do you want next? You want Midnight? You want the vinyl? Or do you want Soilwork drumsticks? Or you want Megadeth sweatbands? It's getting sweaty in here. I'm going to be putting these fuckers on in a second.
Wow.
I'm going to be busting out their Hellcast sweatbands.
Wow. Totally.
Yeah. Drumsticks. All right.
All right.
Well, shit,
Drumsticks.
that's on you, Mermaid. So,
All right.
boom. Soilwork drumsticks. Signature series. Dirk.
The lucky winner.
The lucky winner is.
Wait, I'm sorry. That was like a blank sheet because I cut these up. Alex Lapointe.
Where's he at? Is he listening?
Alex!
Lapointe.
Watching?
Must be French.
Yes, Alex Lapointe. Lapointe. That's just going to be the dumb American.
It's probably not. It's probably the points.
I mean, I'm holding it up. I'm holding it up like you could see it.
There's an E at the
I can
end.
hardly see it. Laponte, maybe then. Lapointe? I don't know.
Okay.
Alex L, where are you?
You won the drumsticks.
You won the drumsticks. Crickets in the comments.
Who's he not watching?
I know.
Why would they say nothing? They did like, oh,
We're gonna have to change this up a little bit. Anybody
All
in the
right.
live stream is gonna be the.
Justin's gonna pick the
you
next
know what I mean?
one.
We're gonna do that next. I'm feeling bad for everyone who tunes in. Wouldn't that be cooler? But what did they say next?
Wristbands.
Wristbands, because it's getting sweaty in here. Megadeth logo wristbands, 2 of them.
It's any sweaty. I'm gonna be a fucking.
Gee, I would have never thought wristbands you get 2.
Any trunks over here. Fucking really sweaty. Isadora Castillo.
Isadora?
Isadora, probably. Isadora.
Let me try. I'm gonna be the voice of reason.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh my God! You guys can't pronounce anything.
I'm just being an idiot about it. I know.
Rick's not doing too much better.
Isadora,
Yeah.
Isadora
Yeah.
Castillo.
Yeah, that's what I said.
What would you
Congratulations,
say?
Isadora.
Yeah, Isadora.
Oh,
See, you're ripping up the guy. You're like, you can't pronounce it.
This
Said
stupid
Isadora.
fucking meathead next to me, god damn it.
Just go back to jerking off elephants
Yeah,
because you
jerking
can't
off.
pronounce. At least you can pronounce those elephants' names. Dumbo.
Yeah. Some people used to call me that.
All right, Isadora. Where is somebody that won in this crowd so they can be like, I guess woo.
Yeah.
Probably
right.
be just as silent, you know. That's the thing about live streaming no social media. And yes, so if you're the winner of this, do not email me when this comes in the mail and go, oh my God, I got a free record and it's damaged. It was damaged the way I got it. So.
And hey, if you like Athanar, something he likes beat up records.
Yeah, watch that Athanar's Cribs video. He throws his bathroom.
He likes those corners as white as possible.
Well, I don't. I'm just saying that it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, if you've seen that Heavy Metal
So I
Relics,
asked him, he's down here, Reap. I was like, so I hear you prefer beat up.
Oh, I know, I was
laughing.
there.
I don't prefer them. He's like, I'm just saying, I'll still pick them up.
Yeah,
doesn't ruin my day.
I still do too.
Like, I don't
Yeah.
prefer 'em.
who
What's the funny
cares,
thing
you know?
is, in that Cribs video, he throws his battery because he knows that because I gave him shit.
Oh, is that why he did it?
And I was like, dude, some nerd's gonna get like mad, and like several nerds got mad. Don't throw batteries, classic. And it's just like, dude, it's Anthony. He doesn't give a fuck. He's been listening to that longer than you've been a fucking sperm cell, you know. And
So before it was an inch.
but I was gonna say, he's remodeling his cribs. So he said, when's the next Heavy Metal Cribs going?
Hey, my crib's brand new and nobody came knocking on my door.
You never invited me. You said there's gonna be a housewarming party.
You're not gonna do it then.
We planned the Reaper Metal Bridge,
You're not
and
gonna
we're
do
like,
it
oh
then.
my god, we got
When
to do
you
something.
hear all these fucking beer bottles being thrown away and tunes, you're not gonna do that then.
awesome.
What do you think my office is? Like, you think it's an elaborate office just up in a fucking bedroom, for fuck's sakes?
Well, I want production. I like good quality. This to me
That's-
is ass. We're gonna do better than this in the future.
This is ass, and it's fucking hot as balls in here.
Well, there
I
you
don't know
go.
if
So you're gonna have a guy bitching. I got these
I don't think
bright
they're just
lights. and
regular.
this shit
I don't think it's
nice
just
camera.
lights or fucking heat lamps.
All right. Well, we're gonna
All
need
right, last one.
So Betsy to dust. Don't bitch if you got it damaged, because that's the way it came. Who's the winner of that? So they can write that email.
Or J-Dog.
J-Dog. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Damn it.
Got some... Here we go.
Oh, it's for a lady, Anna Pujantel.
All right.
Anna, where are you? You want an LP? Huh? What is her name?
Anna Pujantel.
Congratulations.
On Ghoulie, we technically did do it at a bar, or a video at a bar. Or, this at a bar? I'm thinking a lot of things here. I'm trying to pronounce Anna.
We are not at a bar.
It could be Piantel.
Is that all of it?
That's all the winners, so congratulations. None of you are here. That's the
What
way
the
to
last
do
batch
it.
of people say for the what do we do it for? The I can't think of the band's name. The Morbid Ways to Die CD. The fucking I can't think of the band's name. You know what I'm talking about? Tommy.
Supreme
Crush. Yeah.
Punch.
One of those people, because none of those were watching. What did anybody end up saying? Anything? And emailing? Like, I was the
Oh,
winner.
they said fuck yeah, and then one person never claimed it, so I decided I'd be the winner of it.
Oh, okay. But so you got one fuck yeah. What did the other three say? One no. There was five, right?
Someone else just sent their address. I was like, come on, man, you can be like, fuck yeah. You're like, you just won something and you weren't even there. So you know what I'm gonna do?
If you don't
Where the hell
respond,
did I put
you don't
that?
respond enthusiastic. It's going on to the next guy.
Well, no,
Yeah.
I want to give everybody that's been here, but I'm gonna make you wait a little bit longer. But we're gonna give these away, these copies. So there's gonna be a Faithxtractor CD winner, and then there's gonna be a Wolfblood cassette winner. And how we're gonna do that, because last time was kind of a mess when we tried to do that, because I felt bad, man. The live audience, you're actually here, you know. You didn't just subscribe to some mailing list and then send you your address. And
Not everybody's got the same schedules.
I'm just
They
saying.
could be Australian.
I'm just saying.
I
Right.
want to get. Yeah, I'm
Right.
not getting up for no live
No,
feed either.
but like people like Pickle Tickle, Son of Sorat, Fermented Taco, they just sat around going, I didn't win. So I want to make them win for being
Pickle
here.
tickled and fermented taco.
Yeah, Pickle Tickle. I don't know. Ask him. So yes. So if you, well, shit, I don't know. Just go and check these bands out. Just promise me that. And I don't know. At some point when we're ready to do that drawing, be ready. Get your typing ready. Faithxtractor and Wolfblood, because I'm gonna be asking for a fuck yeah. So when we're ready to do the Faithxtractor, it's gonna be give a fuck yeah, and then we'll just find it in the comments, and then we'll get a fuck yeah Wolfblood. But that'll be coming up momentarily, because we were talking about moods, and that kind of put me in a slightly I don't know what to feel mood, because it's like, oh man, everyone's here in the live stream and nobody won out of that. But we were talking about the kind of the whole dad rock thing, and I kind of said, you know, that really gets into the metal areas, and a lot of people even agreed. We're like, fuck yeah, Budgie and stuff. And you know, one of the people that we shouldn't be mentioning on the show has definitely covered that to great lengths. That would be the other big four that didn't give cool shit to donate for this. You know who you are.
I don't.
Well, that's the biggest of the big four. They didn't do shit.
Oh.
And no one would want it anyway, because they suck. I'm that guy. Some guy called me out like, man, you're an elitist. You're one of those guys. You're too opinionated. You're one of those guys that say Metallica only had one good record in 1983. And it's just kind of like, yeah, who doesn't?
I like a few Metallica albums.
Yeah, but still, you get who that guy. Like, 'cause if it's like load and shit, it is. Anyway,
I just don't
know.
understand why people care. Why
Yes.
anyone has an opinion of anything.
Right, but
Yeah, it's true.
But more so, I wanted to kind of get back onto that topic though, because you're citing, yes, we got the dad rock bands. They're older stuff. Bridget's saying she's rocking stuff from the 60s, 70s. And then, we're rocking some death metal. And then it's definitely popular now to be going through these reissues. That could mean, 80s thrash. It depends on the genre. So, if it's black metal, it's going to go back to the, it's very Burzum-esque or Mayhem, like, oh my God, the vocals are just like Dead from Mayhem. And always go back to the forefathers. But before we even go to those 90s points, if you kind of think about it, those are the only along the way of the very music, rock, these dad rock bands that we just call them, when they were just simply rock and roll. Mm-hmm. And that was in the 60s. But yet, yes, we have an abundance of bands nowadays that are leaning back to that. I like that band Lucifer with Nick A. Anderson. Support my Entomb shirt because their new album just came out yesterday. And it's very much doom, but doom in that, I hate to say, because it's not like Candlemass, and I think when you say doom, you kind of need to sort of specify at this point.
Yeah.
Because of the mixed feelings, because Sabbath isn't doom to me. That's heavy metal, dude. That's the forefathers of heavy metal to me. So doom is fucking like Candlemass. I mean, that's like one of the most doom things you could be. You know what I mean? Candlemass. But so at any rate, it doesn't sound like Candlemass, and it's more in that Sabbathy-esque vein. But really, especially if you're a Nick A. Anderson fan, you can hear his influence, and it has that Nick A. Helicopters and all his rock and roll guitar tone to otherwise doom music with a female fronted vocal that I only bring up for the fact that to give you a perspective of the vocal sound. So at any rate, that's a band though leaning a lot to the rock and the 70s influence, and it is a modern day band, and it's kind of sort of like, why? When are we really going to get out of this? Like, we're always just embarking back to this, to those forefathers. And then when you climb that ladder, because metal, obviously, you started with Sabbath and bands like that, but then it got into, more extremity. Venom's coming out. Okay, well, then what did that spawn? The next creation of, like, stuff like thrash and stuff. Hell, people were saying that Venom is technically the first thrash metal band. Because I proposed the question, you always hear about Alternica being the this and that, like, what about, like, realistically, like, who is the band, though, that really was the predecessor to all that? And I kind of agree, it is kind of Venom and stuff. But, there you go. Boom, it's leaning toward that. And kind of sort of, who doesn't like Venom? Or who doesn't get shit in a lot of ways for saying that I don't like Venom if they don't like Venom. Mm-hmm. And so, boom, there's another pinpoint, 20 years later. But then it's a new style of metal. Then, 90s, late 80s, early 90s, death metal. Boom, now black metal. And so now here we are, at least, a high 20-some years later to then 30-plus years later, depending on the genre, and it all comes to going back to the forefathers, whatever way, shape, or form. And particularly, like I just described Lucifer, they're going to go back to the 70s. If you're a cool, old-school black metal band, you're going to go back to the 90s, and so on and so forth. And it's like, is there ever going to be that day where it's kind of like, dude, like, if you were hailing Black Sabbath, you're like, dude, I'm breaking the mold, man. I'm going back to the 40s. What would that mean? What would that sound like?
That's totally different, though. That's because it's like totally different music.
Right.
Right. So I guess that is precisely the question at hand. When are we going to stop rehashing and start, where's the new music going to come that is of the same integrity and excitement that all I just described?
It probably never happen. If it does, it's just going to be millennials that are just trying to create something new and be hipster and trendy. Because the fact of the matter is, everything's the reason being. You're at a point in time, we're towards, in my mind, the end of civilization, basically. I mean, how much longer is this planet going to last? You know what I mean? With that being said,
you're putting in a down mood.
So, with that being said, is everything's been done. Let's face it. As far as music's concerned, on my side, if the world was to end in 5 years from now, musically, what else was going to be done that hasn't been done? It's all done. We're at the end. Meaning, Why would you care about some newbie when someone's been doing it 30 years prior to them. And as we discussed before, chance of them doing it better is slim to none. Look how this shit sounds even.
Right.
It'll be the ticking drums like you hate, or it'll be something that just sounds like crap, or the songs ain't as strong, or it's just repetitive riffs that they just yanked from them anyways. So yeah, you would go to the Forefathers for the most part. There could be exceptions to the rule, but for the most part, of course it's going to be like that because you're just doing the same thing that somebody just did. You can't say Sabbath to the 40s because there's nobody from the fucking 40s that sound anything like Black Sabbath then. Nobody.
Right.
Zero, zilch, not even close.
Right.
Just like you can't compare Bathory to Sabbath then, really. You can't. They're totally different.
But my 40s example kind of puts you on the spot to then justify your end of the world, everything's been done. Well, in the 40s, that would have been their perception then. And all of a sudden comes this loud music.
They would have been incorrect.
What's that?
They would have been incorrect.
They would have been incorrect, but they didn't know. Much like an invention, no one knew.
Yeah, listen, no, I would like to think. I'm sure humanity was just as fucking boring as it is today, being closed-minded and they don't have open minds. That's why I don't think that it was truly they didn't know. It's just people can't think outside the box. I think it's just a bunch of brain-dead zombies, and the people that did think outside the box are basically, for lack of better terms, kind of persecuted and looked down upon. Kind of like the metal scene in general. When you go outside, you know, especially if you're like an all-Christian type neighborhood, you start bringing like, you know, a black metal type image. You're basically persecuted. If not physically, definitely.
Well, it has its hardships.
Correct. So I think that anybody at the time, I'm sure there's somebody of the 40s even that was thinking like maybe like rock and roll type of music, writing it, maybe even trying to do it, but it went nowhere because no one knew how to accept it because they're so closed-minded. And
they did get a lot of shit. You know, when rock and roll came up, like that was like the devil's music, you know, and that meant stuff like Elvis.
That goes even to Elvis.
I mean, just look at little things. I hate keep bringing the guy up because I don't like. I mean, whatever. I don't really care the way, but I'm definitely not a fan. Is like say like Marilyn Manson when he's come out in the '90s. A lot of people, oh my god, he's so awful. Dude, you could go into a fucking Walmart practically and they're playing him over the loudspeaker.
Yeah,
like a little even these dad rock guys like him now. They do.
Yeah, exactly.
They're playing them like that. Not in the '90s, you would have been, it's the devil worshiping stuff. First off, this is the pussy stuff, but okay.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, that's how general society took it. Now he's openly accepted.
And do you think there'll be a day that Deeds of Flesh can be purchased at Walmart?
No, because this is because like I said, that's an extreme style of music. That's why I called it all along when people thought Marilyn Manson was big, bad, and tough. This isn't big, bad, and tough. This is fucking pussy music. Something like Deeds of Flesh, the weak-minded ears aren't going to be able to take it because it's an extreme. You know, this is just noise. Like I don't like this. It's like, of course you don't like it.
But that's precisely what they've said about the rock and rolls. That's what they said about the Elvis and stuff. And I think, you know, in a lot of ways, that's kind of sort of my 40s is really going to stay true to slightly answer this question. And so what I think is really what we're kind of sort of asking now that we've accepted that fact is kind of what the Crypt just said. There are plenty of new bands trying new things and creating new genres like gent, and it all sucks to my ears. And I full-heartedly agree. But, and I'm sure, I mean, do you know what even gent sounds like?
I don't even need to know. The thing is,
No.
like you said, sucks to your ears and my ears and probably his too. The difference is all these new styles that you put together, just like even like in the metal scene, the new metal and folk metal, whatever. When you actually break it down, it's just like you're a combination of this, and that. You're just adding spices of things that already existed.
Right.
So this gent, I guarantee you listen to it, you're like, it's some jazz with some alternative music with some. I'm just throwing out.
Gent,
it's like it's not original. You're just combining some different variations.
I think you were close with the jazz part, but I think the gent part that the characteristic that really drives it home to be gent is probably the more like jazz and fusion, like just the more eclectic musicianship to then using like I think like 8-string guitars. It's like having that heavy.
It sounds like it's probably the original idea, kind of like when we talk about like the band Lurking Corpses, for example.
Yeah.
Combining like death metal with heavy metal with punk. It's an original idea, but all three resources that you're combining are not original. You just combine them, and you got a kind of original idea to you know, it's kind of like when someone put anchovies on a pizza for the first time. You know what I'm saying?
I do.
It's just you're just basically mixing it up. It's not like no one's ever had fish before. You just added fish to pizza. It was just a fucking dumb idea, is what it was.
Yeah. I feel like every metal band has like 3 different descriptions on like what they are, though. Too, it's like not just metal. It's got to be, you know, obviously black metal. It's like whatever.
But understandably so, because if you put
metal and like all of these different things, you're saying like it's totally true because it is just like a combination of like 2 or 3 different things.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not really to say that it's not different or like it's
Yeah.
not unique, you know?
It's not fundamentally really anything different.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, you got a flute and you sing about the woods. That's about
Yeah, and I think that what people get butthurt is like
Yeah.
it's almost like there's those people out there that like they're trying to be original, and if it's not original, you call it out in any ways they're offended. It's like just because it's not original doesn't mean it's bad.
No.
It's just it's not an
Right.
insult. It's just calling for what it is. It's like everything's been done.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's kind of like what Frazier just said. You know, what do you think about rap metal? That it fucking sucks, and it does. It's absolute garbage, and that's kind of sort of
For a second.
where
Yeah.
I think the kind of the Bridget's stepping out.
I'll be right back.
But that's kind of where I think slightly the answer can be that we're almost just not. You almost can't foresee what that next thing could be. You know, you're almost the closed-minded guy in the 40s that's going like, how could you get any better than, I don't even know what music would be popular in the 40s, but like, you know what I mean? But like, let's just say it's kind of sort of like,
what year was Beatles and Elvis?
Beatles. I mean, Beatles maybe were spitting out a demo in the late.
What year was
50s,
Elvis?
But Elvis would have been like 55,
55?
55 or something. I don't know if he was established at that point. I don't know. Shit, that was her forte, man. She should have left. But
Sure, Forte's Elvis.
well, knowing that kind of stuff, like I don't know. The Beatles were way younger than they were way younger writing those songs than I ever knew when I was going upon that. But nonetheless, like it's just kind of like, yeah, you took that rock element, you took all that, and you just stepped on it. And I think, yeah, like Frazier said, you know, you introduce rap metal, it's god awful. We're not getting much love in gent, and I'm one of them. I don't like it. So it's almost like it's just like nobody did the right thing almost, and it kind of like what Bridget was just even saying too. It's like, you know, they're not. Yeah, you're just adding one little thing. It's almost like everybody's focused too much on trying to come up with something original because it's like everything's been done. I just want to stand out, especially with social media and stuff. But it's like you're almost trying too hard that you're probably never going to accomplish.
Well, the problem is, I think
that.
it is because you have that mentality that you kind of just brought up is like, why not just get focus on the new bands playing the same stuff that basically has already been done, and why do we have to go back to the fogies? Where you're saying like, why do we have to go back to Bathory? Kind of like what that encourages. Why can't we just go buy the bands of today that sound like Bathory?
Yeah.
So with that mentality, that's why I think they realize that most people ain't going to do that, at least not anytime soon, and especially if they're trying to capitalize on it for any reasons, they think, well, I got to go with something that hasn't been done.
Well, you know, the Crypt brought up a good, you know, how much further can extreme metal go really? What would be the transformation? Get even heavier? It basically wouldn't even be music at that point.
Exactly.
And that's
what I think.
And that's why I kind of think that we're in that point of like, you know, whatever generation would have been sitting around, you know, listening to, I don't know what year it would have been, before TV, you know, and then all of a sudden, like, when TV's invented, then you're kind of going, like, how would life have ever been without TV? How could that guy be staring at, you know, I'm like, going to do Jim Gaffigan, you know, when you see Jim Gaffigan says, you know, when you see old pictures of people in the days of radio, they're, like, sitting on the floor looking at the radio going, oh, God, I can't wait until someone invents TV. Like, the point is, it's incomprehensible. In that radio guy is not even comprehending the possibility of there being a TV at that point. So what I kind of sort of think, to answer like what Crip said, and really what I think most metalheads are thinking, like, yeah, what are you going to do? It's going to be more extreme, it's going to be a noise at the moment. I don't think there's going to be an evolution. I just think something's going to happen that is just going to be the next thing, that it's almost like you just have another form of kind of what metal even did to rock. Because you don't really have, we're talking about dad rock and stuff. Our dad isn't following the metal thing because now there's a next extreme. He's going, that's noise and garbage. So honestly, like what Crip just said.
I want to put on some Mountain and some ZZ.
Yeah.
That's what he
Yeah.
does.
Hang out in my garage and work on the cars or whatever.
Man, you really called that too, because that's my first song ever at 6 years old. Mountain, Mississippi Queen, for my dad, scratching his record. He was
Mountain
pissed.
rolls.
But he didn't like that scratched record. Athadar was like, fuck yeah. My dad, no, he didn't like that. Yeah, Mountain. So, but anyway, so it kind of goes back to what Crip just said. What is it going to do? Was extreme metal just going to get more extreme? Maybe it will. And then to us, we're going to go, oh my God, that's just noise. To those kids of that generation, they're going to be going, that battery, that's just pussy shit. I mean, I don't know. I'm not trying.
Those geezers?
It's incomprehensible, I think. It really is. Because here's the thing, man. I saw it on Canyon Bickle's not here, but if you know who Canyon Bickle is, or some of these guys, Josh, sorry Josh, I don't know what you're thinking, but a lot of these YouTube unboxer guys that they use their cell phones and make YouTube videos, much to the YouTube platform. Yeah. So like, you know, they kind of opened a world that I never knew about, like, and because of working at Hell's Headbangers, seeing them doing unboxing videos, sorry guys, but I had a laugh. I'm just like, they're opening the box that we wrapped and like talking about, like, who would want to watch that? Like, it's just some guy.
I thought it was kind of cool.
Well, and then as I watched it, like 5 minutes later, I'm still watching it. It's a 10-minute video, and then you cleared it, and then you're like, oh, what else has he got? You know, and you're kind of, it's just that organic thing. Now that doesn't really have anything to do with the evolution of music, but it does to kind of a world of technology, but more in the sense of why I even brought those guys up, because through watching them, I think it was Canyon. So Canyon, you're on the hook, man.
Canyon's on the unboxing video?
And make sure you do the captions for this whole hour-long live stream, Canyon. Canyon's the guy that does the captions. But anyway, he there was remarks about Venom, and Canyon's more of a black metal guy. Sorry, Canyon, this wasn't your channel. But there was someone black metal, and someone on their channel, someone said, no Venom, and to which then younger people were like, who are true black metal fans, were like, fuck Venom, Venom sucks. And you can't, I know definitely the older demographic can come and like, what? But realistically, stop and think about that for a second. If that's almost, it depends what Venom album it is, that's almost 40 years old. Now think about how old you are. If you're in your 40s, that means you're going to like almost stuff from the 40s, because that'd be like you're liking your parents or grandparents and so on, their tastes. That in my generation, yeah, we're looking at our dad rock, ZZ Top and stuff. Well, what does that mean for someone 10 years behind that, and then subsequently 10 years behind that? It means lighter and lighter and lighter.
Yeah, but the only difference is you're claiming to be kind of like, you're claiming this badge of honor that you're in the same community as them, and you're basically telling the Godfathers to go fuck themselves. That's why the offended be. For example, if you're like,
I mean, I get it.
If you're a person like NFL or something, which I'm not, but if you like that stuff, another guy likes baseball, and he's like, you know, fuck those fat football players, the baseball player guy's not going to care. But if he's a baseball guy talking about on a baseball team, same league and everything like that, well, fuck them, right? He's going to be more offended because it's the same.
Yeah.
Exactly. Interest. So now wouldn't that rivalry, though, then be pretty much the seed of the birth of the next thing that us geezers are going, he just insulted Venom, so us geezers that are getting appalled by insulting the forefathers, Venom and so on, or Quarthon and so on and so forth, that we're the guys not getting people, we're the people that are getting upset about this guy shaking his hips in the 50s, Elvis, going, that's the devil's music. Because we're on that verge of misunderstanding.
Yeah.
But we're coexisting with the next generation that does get it, that says, fuck that Kronos guy. He didn't invent shit. He's got a bad hairline, and he's holding a band that
personally,
they could say that.
Personally, this geezer doesn't care what anybody says. So.
Right, same here.
There's
who cares?
that.
As long as you like it,
and
who gives a shit?
I think Kronos did invent
Yeah.
shit. I think he did invent something. So
Well, yeah.
it's cool by my take.
But you get the point, though, that someone.
But I'm not getting mad by some 12-year-old saying "fuck Kronos." I like this new Vargrov band. Or whatever.
No, but that 12-year-old may not get it.
Yeah, he might not. That's
he's going to hear something like.
It seems like younger kids are getting into heavier shit though than usual. Like when we were kids and stuff, like they weren't into all this underground stuff as they are now.
Well, it's because it's more available now.
Yeah, it's more available, but like, so I don't really agree with the fact that, you know, they would come along and like be all defensive or like, you know, saying this old stuff sucks, because it seems like more and more kids are liking the more extreme stuff. And I'm sure you guys know here that probably most of your clients and customers are like probably younger.
Yeah, I never took an age demographic, but I know some of them are young too, and I would certainly hope so by some of the emails that they type up.
So I don't think it's like, I don't know, I don't think it's going in such a bad direction like you're making it out to be. I think it's going...
Well, not bad.
I mean, I think there's definitely bands that are like more modern, like you were saying, that are kind of just so far just awful. Okay.
Well, yeah, remember some of those too. They're always going to have a fan base
extreme
too.
shit,
These
like,
15-year-olds and shit like that. They may have got into like metal and Venom and stuff like that because say this new awful band you're talking about.
Yeah.
This awful band has buddies. So now
Yeah.
they got their 15-year-old buddies into it, and now then they go back and check out Venom and shit like that. That's how a lot of it stems.
I mean, to clarify my stance, I'm not sitting there saying I'm one of them. I'm just saying, as a dork that hosts a podcast that wants to come up with engaging, insightful things that are just honestly thoughts that I do have, because it's kind of like a psychology to be curious about. I just kind of wonder what is incomprehensive about the future that we can't even just foresee, to then whatever we're even saying today, everybody in the comments, everything said today is just entirely wrong. But if you do look back at history and look at that stuff, you can kind of sort of maybe see the similarities. And I can't say that I'm entirely wrong, that if I truly believed that we're the geezers, like I said, that are getting up in arms about Elvis rising, when we're saying that rap metal sucks. Like when we're saying Limp Bizkit sucks, which I think they're old enough to show that they're not the future, and I fucking sure as hell hope not.
Are they still around?
I don't know. But let's just use that as an example. Okay, we'll use Black Dahlia Murder as a better example, because I think that that's a band that we go, ugh, to, and then like I said, you listen to it, it sounds like Gothenburg kind of stuff. Maybe that's the future. Because that's kind of a future that I said, it's taking that sentence name stuff that we're going, oh God, as the underground guys, but then when you stop and listen to it, it's like, whoa, they're hailing back to kind of a later scene in the death metal realm too. The Gothenburg would be a predecessor, well not predecessor, after the fact, the Stockholm scene kind of sort of, right? And so, you know what I'm saying? Do you at least know where I'm going, where like it could have a...
But I think with music, and not just music, it's everything, history repeats itself. So as far as like bands, now you see all these bands doing like 70s type stuff, and 60s, 70s type stuff. History repeats itself. Same with like fashion, same with everything. Obviously there's like people like stuff from the 70s, 80s, you know, retro. Retro is a huge thing. So I think the bands and stuff that are coming out right now are more so retro, and I think a lot of people are catching on.
You gave me a funny thought, because think about it. Extreme metal, rock and roll, really. A lot of people would say basically to this: what if metal, all this extreme stuff, history repeats itself? What if it already existed? But yes, the days of recorded music just didn't exist.
Exactly.
So it was played to an audience that is now dead, that the only way you would even know it existed was to be able to be there live to hear it. Additionally, the other point that someone would say, well, they would need electric guitars, and then that obviously came about with the invention of electricity, which is precisely my point.
Right.
Basically, we updated it. We updated it with electric instruments, which we could very well do in music that we do know to this day. Let's think classical. You could very well play Mozart on an electric violin now, and an electric saxophone, because I don't think those exist, but they could exist. So now let's go back to so think about it. So like, you know, Revolutionary War. What if there's a guy sitting there blasting, like, dude, yeah, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Like a riff.
Yeah, like he's sitting there on that they're like war, you know, they do the Revolutionary War drums where he's just like that riff, dude, or like then he's got his guitar or whatever, or I don't even know, like banjo, like he's playing
got a bamboo flute, he's playing together a call on it.
or it's even more extreme, you know, he's playing Cannibal Corpse.
Guys, like, that's fucking brutal, man.
Yeah, that's fucking brutal, dude. That's a brutal flute right there. You know? That's a brutal banjo, dude. Yeah. You know, because they could, and especially vocally though. Someone could have been over there, the guys, you know,
yeah.
Or just on the
vocals for sure, yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And I think there's even stuff that you can find that goes way back. That's like the earliest form of metal you've ever seen. You know.
Yeah.
And I don't know the examples, but I know that there are some things that people claim, like, oh, this is like the first form of metal that ever existed.
Oh, I think I've heard of that. I think
it could be.
Yeah.
You really don't know. I mean, if you think about it, you don't. You don't know shit about history.
Yeah, but at the same time, it goes down the old theory, like somebody used to say, won't throw any names on the bus. You didn't do shit unless you have a recording to prove it. Meaning all these bands like, we've been around since 81. When their demo come out, 87. You've been around since 87.
Right, but the thing of it is, though, like, you think about it, though. Humanity has existed for far beyond the period of being able to record, publish a book, basically leave your legacy beyond when you're gone.
Yeah,
so it's kind of sort of, we're in all the people that were before recorded music had a total disadvantage to everybody that's now here. Like, we can leave a legacy.
Yeah, advantage and disadvantage. They didn't have to deal with some of the dumbass BS that we do nowadays, though, too.
Now, if you really want to get in a mood over some metal and you want to get really dark and fucking depressing, you could kind of think like Reaper. It just has a wonder. Going back to that awesome movie that I hope everybody's watched from about Antarctica by Werner Herzog, Journey to the End of the World. Did you watch that yet?
No.
Ah, damn it! You didn't do homework.
I haven't watched any movies since we talked.
Well, it's not. It's an awesome
documentary. I don't think I
documentary.
watched any movies in 2018 yet.
You can even watch Around the Young Ones because there's nothing, depressing about it. It's just the thoughts that kind of gave it to me in wondering, like,
I personally don't let things depress me.
Well, okay, I'm just saying this could potentially make you feel depressed. I was nodding back to our earlier conversation.
Depression for me is a sign of weakness, I think.
I agree.
It's just like cheer the fuck up and do something that makes you happy. That's the way I see it.
Exactly.
That's just you're weak.
Yeah.
Nonetheless.
You're not weak though, because I don't want to say that. I don't want to say that because there are some people that there's some people that need help and they have no one to talk to, and
but really unfortunately, a lot that and they do exist, and that's if you have a good legitimate excuse, which most people don't. And I hate that mentality. Well, the more you tell me not to do it, the more I want to do it. I just want to take a baseball bat to their fucking head.
I wouldn't go that
far. Because at that point you are weak. Because you're just like, I'm trying to help you. You have something in your willpower that is good. You can make things good. It's up to you, and you're choosing not to. So that's on you, dude. Now, if you came back from war, both your legs are blowing off, you're missing half your fingers. I don't know what to tell you, Bri. You got pretty fucked. I'd be pretty bummed too.
Yeah.
So the more you say to me that everything's capped out, metal's as extreme as it's going to get, the more I want to come up with a point that it could at least, kind of put maybe just a bigger thought in your head. Or not. I don't really care either way. I just think it's an interesting conversation. You're coming into the membrane of this idiot. But no, so back to Journey to the End of the World. They go to a volcano on Antarctica, all this stuff. Basically, it got me really thinking about how shit could really just regenerate in the earth. We're talking about pollution, all this crap and all this. This is getting deep, man. And so, like, what if that really means, like, shit just melts, it goes away. So basically, everything in time, there could have been a civilization that had internet, they had cell phones, all this shit, but it's gone now because that was so long ago, and that, yes, there's earthquakes, there's all this shit that buries it in the sea. There was another ice age, there was all this crap, it's now buried, and then eventually just gets so deep in ice or deep into the core that it's spit out back through a volcano, it's rejuvenated. However way, shape, or form scientifically, it is rejuvenated. That is the point. That we come with a blank slate now, clueless to electricity, all this stuff that we advanced to, that death metal and extreme metal could have not existed however many years BC.
Well, there's obviously there's a possibility of anything, but I would personally highly doubt that was the case based on just proof. You know what I mean? Like, they could find dinosaur bones and shit like that.
Yeah.
Some people don't believe those existed, but we're not going to.
What if a brontosaurus dude is,
Well, those are animals, so I'm going to have to go with science-based evidence. That my guess is it didn't exist until our time.
Or what if there's an alien? You believe in aliens, right, Bridge?
Don't put me in that category.
Well, no, I'm not going to. But like, in a respectable, not crazy way.
Okay.
What's wrong with believing in aliens? Maybe I believe in aliens.
You believe in aliens?
I believe that other things obviously can and do exist outside of us. I'm not that selfish to think that humans are the only things.
Okay.
Like, the only living beings, like, in our galaxy. Like, that's just a really, really narrow-minded thing to say.
Right. And that's the only reason why. That's all I wanted to get out of you. Because then I wanted to make the point then. So they're not musical?
Who knows?
Not if they're presented like they're like fucking Independence Day or Predator aliens. You know, if they're because if they're just humans with like six-figure,
Alien metal, man.
six-figure, six toes. You know, they're just more
That'll be the
advanced
new
than us,
trend.
and that's a possibility. But you know, we'll see. But everybody would like to think.
But
that
supposedly they're telepathic. So maybe, who knows?
who supposedly they are. Supposedly that's what people assume, or supposedly
That's what people assume.
And
All right, they're telepathing some death metal riffs.
how,
Yeah.
how do they know of something that we don't even know exists, of what their psyche is?
Exactly.
That don't make sense. You gotta first prove they exist to know what the hell it is. Then
Right. Well, there's never real like actual proof.
I can't wait for the day that there is, though. That's gonna be the biggest Nelson ha in the face of Christianity ever.
Yeah, that's the reason they would never even.
Oh, they
admit
would try to
it.
cover it up.
Yeah, of course.
Just- 'cause
They
that's
could
gonna
be
be-
like the nicest, or beings, not people, but
Yeah.
they could be the nicest beings
'Cause that's
ever.
that's-
And
That's gonna debunk that entire book of phony baloney.
yeah,
Not that I mean anybody with half a brain already knows it is, but
And that's
the
kind of
stupid
what
people
I'm
haven't
saying.
figured it out.
I'm kind of just saying
the
is
reason the people would be all terrified, like, oh my God, there actually is no God. There's people other than
Yeah, you're just now
things
figuring that
other than
out?
us.
You just
No
figuring out there's no
shit.
Santa Claus either?
Yeah,
You just figuring that out?
yeah,
No shit, yeah. Mommy and Daddy bring the Christmas sun
yeah.
presents, yeah.
Yeah, they
That
do.
Easter basket, it wasn't the bunny. Yeah, it wasn't him.
that's right. Pickle Tickle, you got up and you got the whole. We're talking about other beings in the galaxy. We're talking about the Easter Bunny not being real. But the point was, it wasn't just to get crazy and get off topic of metal. I'm just saying there's so many mysteries to being, whether you're human or not, that music is in a lot of ways, be it metal or anything, it obviously has an evolution, and it obviously has existed since the beginning of time, no matter what being it may be. You know, birds are musical; they sing. You can't tell me that there
It's
hasn't been Robins. There's a Robins death metal band in the Robin Kingdom. I mean, now leave the comment like this guy's a jackass, but like you're the jackass if you really kind of think that there's no possibility to, when J-Dog's done jerking off the elephants, that they're all like, oh, and going and then they're starting their snout jazz band. I mean, you don't know. Maybe they don't have the instruments to do it, but they got the snout to make the sound that's unique to our. I mean, you get where I'm going with this, right?
Yeah.
That now, if you get back to a human standpoint and Revolutionary War, 1600, you don't know that somebody was in the Civil War going, fuck that Abe Lincoln guy. We're going to start a band that sounds just like the Dayglow Abortions, who the Dayglow Abortions were singing about Reagan, where they're singing about Lincoln.
I don't know. The Dayglow just played here a week or two
great.
ago, and I hear those guys were looking like they were from Lincoln's time.
Maybe they were, well, if you're in reincarnation, maybe they came back. They were bitching about Lincoln. Now they're back to bitch about Reagan. They're going to come back in another life. They're going to be bitching about Trump. I mean, shit, who knows? But you get. Is that just totally? Do you ever have these fucking wild thoughts?
No.
Do you think I'm just out of my gourd to even bring that up with that in that perspective?
No. I don't think on the gourd. It's just, what goes across your mind. I mean, it's just my mindset probably works a little differently. And not to mention, I'm just real simplistic. It's just like, if it doesn't really affect me, I don't worry about it. And I know everybody says that. Me neither. Really bullshit. You're bitching about everything on the news. If you were that mindset, you wouldn't even be watching that phony baloney.
Exactly.
I truly don't. I'm that way, and it has its negatives too. But I mean, if it don't affect me, I truly don't.
It doesn't
care.
have its
I just don't.
negatives, really, because
I'm just a curious person.
Because that stuff can affect people. Like watching the news every day. I haven't watched the news in fucking years.
I think it affects you
Probably,
negatively.
Like 10 years.
I think it
at
affects the brain
least.
negatively. I do.
I do too, because they put all the stories in there that are purposely like negative,
Exactly.
so they can kind of inspire people to act out, create all this chaos. So they have stories, they have,
Well, because
I'm not
nobody
gonna
wants to
go
hear.
on
Let's face it. At the end of the day, I mean, it's just like with social media or anything, which I'm not on, which everyone knows.
You're on YouTube right now.
Well, that's the thing of my show. They call J-Dog. It's just, you said, get your ass in here, you can start talking. But the thing is, what gets hits is negative shit. Nobody talks about
of
positive
course.
stuff.
They
don't.
do, but you have to seek it out.
Yeah,
They do.
and usually that's the shit that's not popular. Think about anything like, if
Of
you
course it's
anything
not.
like any news reported stuff, for the most part, it's something that criminals that happened
Or they'll have like a planted story where it's like, oh, this, they'll have one good positive story to give
uplift you.
give you some hope.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yep.
oh, maybe this world isn't so bad. Like these people donated all this money,
No,
like
it's bad. Just be on your toes and know what you know.
yeah,
That's
just
what I
look
say.
out for yourself.
Yeah,
Is the real
exactly.
deal. You can't trust anyone.
But I find a lot of things interesting, though. I don't want to sound like a fucking robot that just here to survive. There's things that interest me, but Yeah, for the most part, like I said, I think that a lot of things just don't cross my mind because I don't think about it. Because, like I said, unless it's directly affecting me, I kind of just.
Yeah.
But like I said, I love thinking about it. I'll be thinking about, what metal record I'm going to listen to next.
Well,
Yeah.
And now this is really nowhere near the alien metal or the Civil War metal band, but this is an interesting thought that I just had reading these comments because we just had this kind of sort of, or we'll mention this the other day, and Phillips brought up the band Incubus, the Louisiana one.
Oh, I brought it up on his own?
Just brought it up on his own, I think. Well, Frazier was talking about what we think about Christian metal, and I thought we did a whole episode about that, so I don't really want to get back into that. So maybe that's what Phil was bringing up Incubus for.
If we're to go back to top 10 last disc, I listened to last week Believer for the first time in probably about
Extraction from Mortality?
Yep.
Great record.
Yeah. I listened to that probably first time in like 8 years.
We always bring up Kanye.
Yeah, but that was last week.
That was what Kanye said? He's like, if I ever meet the guys from Believer,
tell them I'm a believer.
No, he's like, if I ever met those guys, man, I'd tell them, dude, your music's great,
your message
is shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
But so thinking about so back to the Incubus thing though, because then obviously someone had a first. Oh well, Frazier followed it up then saying not the shitty Incubus.
Oh, that's what we just said.
So
yesterday.
here's the thing. So here's a story slightly in talking about Jim Kanye from Nunslaughter and all that. And I've told this story, so sorry for anyone that's listened to these years and hear the same stories by Reap Dog, since I'm dog today. So we had a photo shoot and Jim Say's wearing Incubus Serpent Temptation shirt, and I remember seeing someone comment like, "Look at these guys! They think they're so metal. I mean, this guy's wearing an Incubus shirt. Pardon me, how metal?" And it's like this guy just made an ass of himself publicly. Like he really doesn't know shit about metal because we all know what Incubus Serpent Temptation sounds like if you listen to metal, or at least you weren't thinking it was that fucking band. And so here's the other thing: getting to an evolution of metal, getting through a time period, and will we basically always lean back to the greats? Is there, maybe we've kind of seen it in our generation as bands, as we would deem it, destroying some of the greats, the forefathers. Let's consider Incubus a forefather, because they don't, in the grand scheme of things, they aren't. Sorry, guys, but they're there at that time. Incubus. Yeah,
they're at the same time. Yeah, they destroyed that Metallica band.
So, right. Some Home Structure, but I'm saying they've. So actually, precisely, Incubus is a great example because, yes, it would have been a band that could have been big and all that stuff. But in really having the just a downfall of a name, a popular name that now 20-some years later, some really shitty band alongside good metal bands are also going to use. Thus, convoluting in it, especially when the shitty band comes, to where now people just don't remember. And then it just gets buried. And how long has stuff been getting buried, especially going even further back than 60s, 70s, 50s, that, like we kind of said jokingly, but kind of a matter of factly, that maybe, especially with electricity, because you obviously need to have it with an electric guitar and all that fundamental, that there could have been a band that was already playing grind long before Napalm Death or something that was just buried because it was just, this is just noise, and they were called Wolfblood, and then Wolfblood came out in 1960, and then there was a Wolfblood in 1970, and then there was a Wolfblood movie in 1980 that basically just buried the true one that everyone would have liked, much like Incubus is kind of sort of being by the shitty one. That's someone that would have kind of sort of obviously knew who Nunslaughter was to even look at their photo to think, this band thinks they're metal, and then insult them, and insulted himself in the process. But, you know what I'm saying? It only would have taken the knowledge base of us more cult guys to be like, look at this guy. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I mean, you think there's any relevancy to that?
I mean, I'd still stand by my opinion. I don't think it existed prior to it existed. The guy in the military doing a blast beat, okay, great. You know, if it ain't on recording, it don't exist. That's the way I've always stepped out of that. Because you could say anything, and if it didn't get recorded, who cares? So you played it for your army buddy. Okay, yay. Who gives a fuck? You know what I mean? Did the rest the world get to hear it? World's waiting. You know what I mean?
No, but
to me, it's irrelevant. You know, if it's not recorded, it don't count. So all these bands like we've been doing shows since this and this. Well, what do you got recorded? If it's a nothing, then you didn't do nothing.
Oh man. Yeah. Well, no, that's where everyone then
because there's a lot of bands too that I remember even I seen they would be like opener bands for a lot of like when I first started going to shows, like a couple really good ones, and they never recorded anything. And to this day, I would love to hear them. It's like, yep, too busy playing shows every weekend, never even record a demo. Now who heard your shit? Now who knows it? It's just gone. It doesn't.
No, that's true. So honestly, I'm gonna be that guy. I'm gonna come up with a demo that's gonna be like, this demo came out from this is the first grindcore band, dude. It came out in 1950. They come up with some like really 1950 sounding recording that's gonna be like, grind. I'm gonna do it, man. We're gonna do it. But okay, cool. Well, that'll basically end our rants and all this nerdery about the for an episode here. We've definitely gone long enough for that. So I want to roll out now that giveaway that I told you I was going to do here if you've been sticking around, or if you just tuned in within the last hour or so, because it seems like I've been talking about it way beyond that.
Yeah.
But we have not. And so we got Faithxtractor, Proverbial Lambs to the Ultimate Slaughter, which first and foremost, you can find a link for this in the description. I definitely encourage you, if you don't win it or anything, go and jam it. Like, when you're done with this, just do yourself a favor. Listen to some new music. It ain't breaking no evolution of metal to be the next creator of anything, but they're definitely upholding that torch.
It is if it's a new buck and all he knows is Pantera.
Yeah, what's heavier than Pantera?
This.
Way heavier. Smokes that Alternica, too. Smokes it. I'm gonna be that guy too. I only said they got an album in 1983. I said Faithxtractor smokes them. God damn it. And then Wolfblood, latest Reaper Metal Productions release, Nightriders. It's gonna be available on CD, but the tapes are here now. Link is for the description. Go and jam it. It's great. It's definitely, in my opinion, something if you're gonna be on a hot day or just kind of looking to kind of rock and drink some beers or do a road trip or something without drinking. That's a band that would kind of fit that mood. But the CDs are going on pre-order, and then as well as are still taking pre-orders rather, and then the Faithxtractor LPs. Unfortunately, there's no pre-orders going on for those. So you're kind of sort of getting an extra grab at that album since it's in the pre-stages of being released. Because I think it comes out later this month or next month. Do you know Faithxtractor?
What?
He's the guy that works at the post office.
No idea.
How do I send a package to Canada?
No, because the release dates are always they're irrelevant
I
too.
know.
So it's like,
Yeah, whatever. So, at any rate, these are the items up for grabs. Definitely go and check them out in the description. Jam them, regardless of what happens. So, first, let's give this Faithxtractor CD away. Let's hear "Fuck Yeah, Faithxtractor" in the comments. And if you spell it wrong, you will be disqualified. So, now you got it even harder.
So that there's metal archives in right now.
Yep. I want precisely "fuck yeah." Don't spell it the sadistic execution way. Don't spell it the wrong or any other way. I want FUCK. Yeah, Faithxtractor in the comments. Yep. The first one that could do "fuck yeah." Oh, fuck! You spelled it wrong, Martin. Try again.
Did he?
Get it, go, because the only other one person did it. Blue Drum.
Was like, what? I spelled it wrong. How did I spell it wrong?
You gotta spell it right.
I hit spell check.
Graham, Blue Drum, you spelled it wrong too.
Never
Guys,
works for any band name.
I noticed.
It's terrible.
Yeah, it doesn't work on a lot of other things too. Wink,
Yeah.
wink, wink, wink.
Oh yeah.
Reap knows what I'm talking about. Well, maybe he doesn't yet, but he will afterwards.
All right, so the fuck yeah, Faithxtractor. FATHXTRACTOR is how you spell it. So we need to spell it right for you to be qualified, and nobody's done it yet. So that seems sorry, Ash. We're seeing how many people are.
They're metal archiving it now.
Yeah. Oh shit! I didn't know that.
Shit, man. Let me narrow the search down more. Maybe I'll search by the title. It's still not coming up because I'm spelling it wrong in here too in the search engine. Fuck.
That's so true, though.
Yeah.
I hate when that happens. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Pickle, no. Fuck yeah, Faithxtractor did not show up from your side. Everything else did though. You said fake. I didn't know Incubus changed their name to Opprobrium. That's last. Or I just looked them up on Metal Archives. Yeah, that's the last I got. I spelled it right, brah. Well then, I guess YouTube doesn't like fuck yeah, Faithxtractor. So, all right, cool. Well then, I'm just gonna. I don't know. How should we give this away? Since fuck yeah, Faithxtractor ain't working up. I don't think it likes the profanity.
Oh.
What?
Yeah.
More of that wimpness?
More wimpness.
Oh my god.
All right. On the count. No, I don't know. Would be a cool way to win something? Yeah, there you go. If you come up with the best idea to be the winner of the CD. I don't know how to do it to a live audience. You know what I mean? Like just a random. Yeah. How about Fudge Yeah Faithxtractor? There you go. Fudge Yeah Faithxtractor. Let's get it in the comments. Fudge Yeah.
Is it? Are they that much 12-year-olds? YouTube and all this? Like, come on, man.
Yeah.
I mean, don't they say the word fucking PG movies nowadays?
Might as well. All right. Cool. So we got the first 5 Fudge Yeah Faithxtractors coming in. Dude, that's what it was, man. You can't say fuck on YouTube. In comments, rather. Or at least excessive.
You can in comments for sure.
Yeah, you can in comments.
No, dude, it's just Fudge Yeah's coming in like the plague now.
What about, like, no, I'm talking about leaving comments on a video.
Right, they're leaving comments in a live chat. They said, "Fuck yeah,
maybe it's different. Maybe it's different.
Everybody's like, "Dude, I'm saying
yeah,
it."
but if you go on, but I'm saying if you
now that they're saying "Fudge yeah," it's like,
yeah, but if you search any YouTube video right now, look at comments. There's got to be swear words.
Okay, not on a live stream. So if anyone's doing a live stream, don't encourage your audience to type profanities.
Can't use that potty mouth.
Yeah,
You've never heard that before.
There's a ton coming through. So you're gonna pick one, or
yeah?
what?
Why? We're bitching about fucking your guy. I'm the guy seeing the comments. You're like, no, you're wrong. I'm like, I don't know. I'm pretty right now. All right, cool. So. All right, give me a number, J-Dog. Between 1 and 10.
9.
Oh, that's what I was gonna say too.
All right.
Why would you say anything else?
Yep.
So here we go.
Come on, because it's Fudge Yeah.
Pickle Tickle is the winner.
Pickle Tickle.
Yeah, Pickle Tickle.
Shit, a couple more years when it gets more whipified on YouTube, he won't even be allowed to have a name.
So there you go, Pickle Tickle. Send me an email, reaper@hellcast.net. With your address, you are the winner of Fudge Yeah Faithxtractor. But Proverbial Lambs to the Ultimate Slaughter, the latest Faithxtractor album. We were just giving that away if you were just tuning in going, why are they yelling about profanities on this show? That's been going on way too long, it seems. So there you go, winner of that. So next up, the latest Reaper Metal Productions release. Oh, this was Hell's Headbangers, by the way, who sponsored this show. I wanted to throw that out there. But then Reaper Metal Productions. Latest released, Wolfblood, Nightriders. Again, don't just be, oh, I want to win something. Go and listen to this afterward. And Faithxtractor.
They love Lemmy, brah.
Yeah, they love Lemmy, brah. Let's get a Fudge Yeah Wolfblood, since we got a PG this. Really G it, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, pretty much. Can't use that party mouth. They were talking about aliens exist. That means that JC fool doesn't exist. Can't be saying that. Right, Reap?
Yeah.
May as well at this point, you know.
Looks like some comments are coming through now, or.
Yeah, we're getting enough, and then you're gonna be the lucky one to pick the number between 1 and
1 and 10.
I don't know. We're getting some Fudge Yeah Wolfblood going here, so.
All right, give it a few minutes.
Ash
is
like, what the fuck? Why did I get so many?
Well, and we didn't know he said that though because he said, "What the fuck."
Yeah.
What the fudge, dude? You're making fun of Faithxtractor.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So, what did you pick the number?
1 through what? 10?
Yeah.
I will go 6.
Fermented taco. Fudge Yeah Wolfblood. Fudge Yeah, you're the winner of Wolfblood. And you can ferment that taco when it comes to. What the hell? So the two weirdest names.
I was gonna say that. The two names that I call out loud, the other one's the winners. Yeah.
Fermented taco. What the hell does that mean? Yeah. You're on the. You could win this. You gotta explain what the hell does fermented taco mean and pickle. Tickle pickle.
I just figured tickle pickle was an itchy dick, and fermented taco was a rotting pussy.
Hey, maybe they go together.
Yeah, that's what I said. Dick and pussy, they go together. Last I checked.
Yeah. All right. Well, all right, folks. Well, there you go. Our two winners: tickle pickle and fermented taco. Sorry, everyone. That was looking forward to getting that, but then, like I said, you can grab them. They're cheap too, and actually too. Not so much for Faithxtractor, but. That's a whole different thing because Hell's put that out, but get it, check it out, link in the description. But Wolfblood 2, if you're a download fan, you can download it for free. But, you could throw a buck there because the Reaper Metal Productions thing is doing a name your own price thing. So if you just want to download it, as well as everything there, there's all the Hellcast episodes on there, which those are always free. But if you want to throw a bone because you just love it, because people have been asking me to do that for years, thank you. Go ahead and do so. You can do it. Bandcamp will allow you, but you can do that for everything because all the old Reaper Metal Productions releases are up there as well, and a lot of those are out of print. So the only thing you could do is download them, and you can download it for free. But if you want to throw a bone to help support the things, that'll help us get a better studio here, and maybe we'll do better giveaways that don't require fudge. Yeah, to find the winners of. So links are that in the description. I think that's everything I needed to tell you about. So yeah, this has been Hellcast. I am Reaper. Tune in next time, which will be not next week. We'll be doing a Heavy Metal Relics or some sort of other video next Friday at 1 p.m. We'll be doing the live cast the week after at 1 p.m. And so that's kind of going to be the schedule of things here on the Reaper Metal Productions channel. And follow Heavy Metal Relics, follow Bridget. Heavy Metal Relics, all that stuff's what you're on Instagram and you're on Facebook.
I'm not on anything.
And J-Dog, he's proudly not on nothing. Cool. Facebook, Heavy Metal Relics. Instagram, what's that? For the Instagrammers.
I just have like my personal account on
Oh,
there.
well then nothing for there. So cool. We'll talk to you next time. And here's the moment of awkward silence as I go and end the live stream. All right, thanks guys. And winners. Reaper@hellcast.net. Send me your email. And now I look like an idiot.
Balls in here.